Hey there, I'm MrBigChris. Today I'm trying to solder up some plugs on these lights I bought. And I think these lights are 12 volt. I can't remember. I bought them a couple of years ago. And I need to put Dean's connectors on them so I can plug it into a battery. Because I've got a special project for these I want to do later on. So we're just going to kind of go from a beginner's point of view. So what I have here is rosin paste flux. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some flux on these wires right here. And this is the flux. It's like, kind of looks like Vaseline. So I'm just going to stick the wires in the flux. And trust me, you can see there's flux on them. And then I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to stab it into the flux. All right, there's flux on there. All right. You have to remember that the battery always has the female end on it. So, and this is the male. And the horizontal one is the positive on these connectors, and the up and down, the vertical, is the negative. So you're always putting on these Deans, the positive always goes to the horizontal side. So it's best to have a female one and go ahead and plug it up like that. You want to solder them together like that. So now I'm going to dip this. I'm going to get some flux on these. See, there's some flux on there. Now these holders right here, they only cost like 11 bucks on Amazon. And you can see where it says T, that's for the Dean connector right there. So just put it in there. I'm trying to do this. A lot of times you watch a video doing this, you can't see what the people are doing. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to make a video where you can see something. But you might not see nothing on here that you like. But we're giving it a shot. I'm still an amateur at making videos. So I'm just going to make videos until, I enjoy making them. So this is the female part, which will be on the battery. And this is going to be the male, which is going to go on the light. So, and always remember, the horizontal one is the positive. So I'm plugging it up. Then I'm going to put some flux on there because we're going to tin it first. We have to put a little bit of solder on the wires and the plug before we can solder them together. All right. There we go. So we got, we pretty well got everything lined up here to start our little party. So, first we need to tin these wires that are on here. And I did not really prepare anything to. Normally you can put a rubber band right here and it'll hold that together. But maybe she'll just stay there on her own. So now we're going to attempt to tin these wires right here. So what I want to do is, this is not going to be a professional video, of course, but I want to do is I want to get down there where you can see what I'm doing. And you can see those wires right there. See there? So I'm going to attempt, I've got a hot iron right here. So I'm going to touch it to this. See, and I put a lot of solder right on it. And you can see that that is tinned very nicely. So that one is ready, and we're going to prepare another one. Looks like there's a little bit of a wire hanging out there. Of course, we already put the flux on there, so. These wires, kind of a lot of times, they have a mind of their own, trust me. So, we're going to tin this one up a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks good. You can see the tinning on there. So I got like a little wing right there, which that's no problem. It'll just, it'll melt right on there. So now we're going to tin. We're going to tin these two Dean's connectors. See, it always happens. You can't. Every time I see a video about this, I can't see what somebody's doing. Like right now, you have a hard time seeing what I'm doing right here. So I want to put some tin on this. Looks like it's making a lot of smoke. You can see it on there. I'll heat this up a little bit. You can see there's a lot of tin on that one. All right. Now all I have to do is I'm going to attempt to put the negative wire on first. So I'm going to put this on here, and when I touch it, it would be nice if that would just stay there, wouldn't it? Let's see if we can move this around to where we can make this hang out a little bit better. You know, nothing ever works like the way you want it to. I'm sure that's going to jump right off of there. So we're going to attempt to solder that right there. It's not going to take much. All right, baby. Just melt right on there. There she goes. All right. Now we're going to turn it down and attempt to do the hot wire. You can see why people hate Dean's connectors. And, you know, this is kind of what, you know, I'm an amateur. This is what an amateur is going through right now. And so now you can't see what I'm doing. But you can tell I've got the hot wire on the horizontal and the negative wire on the vertical one. You know, it's not very pretty, but it will suffice. It's probably not very hot. See there? And now we're going to plug her in and see if the light works. As you can tell, the light works. See there? Look at that. So I didn't plug it in very far. All right. Well, usually after you do one, you know, the second one's usually easier. So we shall see if the second one's going to be easier or not. So first thing we got to do is we got to tin this. Let's see how close we can get. Looks pretty close. So I got quite a bit on there. Perfect. Now we're going to try to put some on here. It's not sticking where I want it to. Of course, it's not. Look at that. It's just hot enough to. Let's see if that'll work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like that's going to work. So we're going to get the other. The other light. Yeehaw. Oh, all the tins on the back side. So oh yeah. Once that hardens up, man, that is on there big time. So now we're going to attempt to we got one more to go right here. Yeah, I'm really messing this up. There's going to stick. Yep. There she is. Well, I haven't done this in probably a year or two. That right there looks bad. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the way it goes in the big city. Well, I appreciate your time. And that is a heck of a soldering job.